career or marriage, what comes first? This confuses the young women out there, and I am going to give my perspective, and that is based on my life story, that is based on things I learned from my own mistakes, lows and ups I have seen in my own life. And I first got married, and after I got married, I completed my education, and my very first job was after my marriage only. And I was not financially independent at the time when I was getting married, but I got married at the right age. Now here is the thing, there are pro and cons of both I have learned is that neither career comes first nor the marriage. First comes is your self improvement, working on your own self, because if you have started working on your own self, if you have started taking care of your inner self, not just the outer self, your inner self as well, only then you will be able to do great in your career, only then you will be able to do great in your marriage. Now let me give you one example. For example, you are yet not married, you have finished your education, you have started a new career, whether it's your job or your business, you have started that. With any career, the challenges will come, any kind of challenges that may come in the shape of people, circumstances, or situations, anything. At the time those challenges come, how will you overcome those challenges? Do you have those things within you, those tools within you, with which you can see the things, situations, circumstances of people with the solution mindset and not the problem mindset? You don't go there. If you have not worked on your own inner self, you will go to 10,000 people, your own parents, your friends, your family members, you go and complain, this person is doing this with me, or this situation is very difficult, I do not like this job, this that. If you do not like this job, you change the job, you change even your boss, everything is changed, still you will have the issues because you haven't resolved your own inner self. You still will find something which will bother you all the time. The same thing with marriage. You're married to the best of the person, the best of everything, whatever was in your wish list, everything is fulfilled. If you have not worked on your own self, any situation will come, but how will you tackle that situation? If you have not those tools within you, if you have not worked with your own self, how will you look into the situation? How will you look into the people who bring those kind of situations? How will you look into the circumstances that happen? And it happened to everybody in this world, go through certain situations, circumstances, or people that challenge them. How will you tackle that? If you do not have those tools within you, if you have not worked within yourself, you will just give up. You will give up to situations, circumstances, people. You will give up. You will not be able to solve the problem itself, but you will become the problem. You will become the problem. Then self improvement, this is so much important. If you are at the verge of getting married where you everything is fixed, but you are still have not worked on your inner self, you are going to see lot of issues in your marriage, and you will not be able to solve that. That's why so many divorces are happening. That's why people are so scared to get married. That's why people are like, we don't want to get married, we are better single. And then their age is, in today's generation, if you say they are like in their 30s, they are in their mid 30s and 40s, and they're still not married, still not settled. Why? Because they have so much stigma around marriage, so much fear around marriage. Marriage is such a positive experience, marriage is such a positive thing, it's such a positive word, but this word has become so negative. People are scared of that, only because they have not worked on themselves. Now people will ask that I will work on myself, but what about the other person? Now if you asking this question, that means you have not worked on your own self. Because if you start working on your own self, you will not be worrying about the other person. I am here only to up level my own inner self, and rest everything will be taken care of by its own. I don't have to worry about other person, I don't have to worry about situations, circumstances, people. I don't have to worry about all that. All I have to worry is about my own self. So many issues in my own marriage which in my 20s I thought are non-negotiables, they were not even the issues. Later in my life understood that they were not even the issues. I was just wasting my time, my energy. If I had only taken the responsibility of my own actions, if I had only taken the responsibility of my own self, things would have been different, completely different. And that I learned much later in my life. That's why I talk about working on self. If you are the young woman, you have started working on your own inner self, starting taking care of not just your outer self but your inner self as well, what kind of life it will be? Think about it. What kind of wonderful life you will live? Either you learn from other people's mistakes, or you do those mistakes by yourself and then learn it. If you're a young woman in your 20s and listening to this video, sitting out there, learn from my experiences. I am telling based on my experience. Yes, I am very much big supporter of getting married at the right age. In your 20s you should get married. At the same time, I'm very much big supporter of being financially independent as well. This is very important for you. But How will you get the wisdom to find the right partner for you? I talk about doing the background check, talking about the other person values, but if you don't have values, if even if you don't know what values, with what values you are living your life, what kind of the life partner you will choose? You will have that wisdom to make the right decision for yourself. You might have seen people around, beautiful people getting divorced. Beautiful people, they have the best of the career, they have a lot of money, they have everything, all the material things you can think of. They have all that and they're still getting divorced. Why? What is there that is not being fulfilled? Nobody can fulfill you, nobody can complete you, nobody in the world can complete you. Understand this one thing: you have to become 100%. There is nothing 50-50, that I will bring 50% in my relationship, another person will bring the 50% in the relationship. You have to become that 100% full complete person, then go in the marriage, then go in career. You will be successful in anything and everything. You will not be sitting and wasting your time, even if the certain situation circumstances comes which you cannot control. You cannot control people behavior, but you will have the wisdom, you will have that proactive attitude with which you can solve any issue, you can solve any problem. That is what self improvement will give you, and that is what is most important. Career and marriage, both things are good, but if you have not worked on your own self, then what is the value of the career? You will have the peace of mind, you will have all the money, all the material amenities, but your marriage life sucks. Then what is the value of that marriage? What is the value of that career? Then you become such a negative person that you are advising everyone, no one should get married much late in your life, and this and that. No, this is not the right advice. So self improvement curve first. Marriage is important, career is important, getting financially independent is important, but at the same time, while you are doing all other things, all 10,000 things, working on your own self is also very important, and that will happen when you will start sitting with yourself. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you can take 10 minutes out of your day. No matter how much busy you are, you can take that time out and start working on your own self, your inner self. So that's it for today's video. I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye bye.